Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to some more Railgrade. Oh, we are enjoying this immensely. So we did kind of screw up optimizing our Zeppelin dock system. I almost wonder if in future I should maybe build the second track. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Because here's the thing, once they're moving, see, once they're going, even if this track was a bit wider, it's not going to be the biggest killer of efficiency. So this sort of being anal about getting all this right, I mean, I guess in this case, I was limited by space a little bit. But even actually, geez, as I think about it, as I'm dismissing the efficiency, I'm sure they lose speed coming around corners. Though it didn't look like it did, actually. Maybe they don't. I mean, train details. We've got cost, upkeep, top speed, acceleration. Let's think about that though, because those two have a relationship. And I think that's related to stop starting, right? So think about that. Climb rating. We've already got a pretty good system for addressing that. We're trying to make elevated stations as much as possible, right? But for the stopping, hang on, finalize train. I think I was clogging everything up. So we want to avoid stop starting. This is interesting here, this station, how they're getting backed up. This is the major downside of the system I'm doing, where we have these tiny trains that they're starting to get clogged up when they get there. I think maybe. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, I don't know if cornering makes even the slightest difference to top speed. Oh, here we go, hang on. 20, 36, 30... Actually, I'm more interested in this one. 30, 31, 30... It still was accelerating through that corner pretty hard. Though, interestingly, that still had a lot of run for its top speed. See this? What is their top speed? 69 kilometers an hour. So they're not even getting close to top speed. A la, what am I doing here? Especially when we've got trains that have a better acceleration. Oh, that's really interesting. And what's that? That's only a small chunk of the map. But if I was running from end to end, the top speed might matter more. How interestingly deceptive that sort of statistic is. Well, not deceptive, you know, just there's more to it. Right. How are we going over here? We are tapping these as hard as we bloody can. I guess we've got the money. Yeah. This thing's going about as fast as it can go without having to upgrade it. Oh, it's actually having massive oil shortage. Now what was it? It was they were saying 4 to 1. 8 seconds. Alright, so 16 seconds is the default. Wait, how did that jump? Oh, because it got catalyst. Okay. We might be better off just clicking on an empty one here. 16 seconds. And in this, infinite seconds. It doesn't have a stat line. Not really. 3.2 seconds at 150. Right. What if I've got workers. What if I just fill this up with workers? 8 seconds. 16 seconds. And then if you were to 22, oh, okay. So you can't really get a hard 50. 8 seconds. So I see the 4 to 1, right? Because it needs 2 and one of these is 16 seconds. That makes sense. Okay, cool. I get it. Apologies, team. Had to step away for a sec. So, I was thinking, actually, just then, we can probably make hybrid super trains, just to totally lose my thread from before. Coming back to here, like, having a look at this... Oh, shit, what am I doing? Like, having a look at this guy, he's having a hard time with his acceleration. Right? So what if we... configure acceleration, rated weight. What happens if I do that? If I bung a couple more engines on it? What's he gonna look like coming out of here? Nearly got up to 46. Isn't that interesting? Those are identical. Nearly 40 just then on the straight. Arguably, that guy went faster. Isn't that interesting? Hard to kind of tell if it's really making any difference at all. I don't know, I haven't had to think about that sort of thing for a while. Because it's not like it's acceleration due to gravity, right? If you put multiple of these train engines that have impulse each themselves, you know, they have a horsepower against tonnage, then I would think that putting more engines onto the train should make it go even harder. Now, you're not going to beat top speed, I recognise that. But you know what, actually, maybe... Top speed 69. Weight. Right, so that hurts your top speed. Okay, okay. Might be a little bit more sciencing to figure it all out. We're still in S-rank territory, though. I've been experimenting so hard, I don't know if we're going to get out of it. So, I would say hypothetically, if I hooked up oil like this to there, looks like we can run it all the way across. Right, they don't seem to slow down coming around corners or anything like that. I can hook through there. And hook through there. And you know what? We'll even do that. Again, I'm not convinced that the cornering has anything to do with anything in this. I think it's literally elevation and stop-start acceleration. I think that's all that matters. I could be wrong, but I think it'll go through this little chicane just as fast as if it was straight. I guess we could try and experiment with that. Now, the other thing is that this +1 freight transfer per second per length of station. So, if we made this 4 long on both ends, right? Bearing that, this has a 16-second throughput at 1, and this needs 2, and it creates them at 8 seconds each. So 16 there. So yeah, 4 to 1. Does that sound about right? Train. Limits weight capacity. Never fastest but safe pick. Extremely low upkeep as well as low upfront investment. Not recommended for hills or fast deliveries. So that's a good entry level one. Workhorse is probably what we want. If only to put 4 carriages on it. Rated weight 57 ton. That's weird, and it takes 56, but okay, sure. So let's bung that train in and work in 4s. So on a 4 transfer, that's going to empty out the entire silo. Is interesting that it went to 1 immediately. So it keeps a 5th one in the kitty for overflow, in a way, right? And then that'll drop all 4 into storage, and it immediately stacks 2 in and 2 into storage, and that's cool. Now you're going to have the full 4 back up by the time I get back around here. It's probably a no. Okay. Right, so that is about as efficient as you could hope for. We should hand off here actually as well. Look at that. That's clean. Right. And that can hold 4 maximum. Needs inputs. I mean, that'll do. We'll go workhorse. Right. For handoff. But we're having efficiency problems with this because this is not keeping up. So what is the argument there? That this train is not the bottleneck, right? It's still on the loop. Faster than the oil wells replenishing. So what can we do about that? Well, one thing we could deliver water. All right. So let's look at that. Okay, he's still good for that. All right. Train. We'll stick with the little custom, and same thing. We'll just send 1 water at a time because we're not stressing this. Look at that, uptime 20%. This thing's not even close to stressed, but this will be 100% uptime. Yeah. So at a glance, if you're running 100% uptime, that's probably where your bottleneck is. That's it. What does that say? Oh no, it says 30%. I thought it said 100. Oh, its output is 100%? That I'm not quite on. Oh, hang on, it's telling you. It's giving you relative... Right, okay, so looking at that, you can see that the energy throughput is not the bottleneck. Is that what we're saying? No. Sorry, mate. Sorry, team. I'm getting a bit discombobulated. Okay, cool. So now we're using the catalyst. Now we're going... You double the fist. So this will be interesting, because we're essentially going to be delivering 4 non-stop. So this should start bottlenecking up here. Right, if I'm essentially producing, I'm delivering 4 faster than an oil well at 100% should be able to produce. Eight seconds. I could be confusing myself. It's a lot to think about. Alright, bang. That takes 8 seconds. Doop. Another one. 16 seconds. Yeah, so I suppose you could argue we could circumvent that by having more trains on the track. Yeah. Increase that uptime. Wait, is it still... It is still producing even though it says it's holding 4 because it holds that 1 in excess. That's really close to just clean efficiency there. And then the uptime just ticks away straight away. I'm just going to clone this. And the interesting thing here, like this will probably be under load. So it'll catch up on this train. Is that the idea? It should balance on its own. Here we go, get me to 100%. That's what we want. Yeah, I might be overthinking it. I've got all the metrics that help me. Uptime's coming back up now. Yeah, at the end of the day, I need to refocus because this is at the bottom of the food chain. The bottleneck at the top is kind of what you're worried about, right? Because there's no real bottleneck at the Zeppelin dock. What matters is having the oil plant running at 100%, no matter what. And funnily enough, what's that? It's going to dip down to 50%, something like that. This little system with one upgraded, well, it's catalyst and 2 medium trains running against it is outproducing this by a lot. Now, I suppose an argument could be made that if a station can be extended to 6 lengths, right, then doing a 6-long freight train might be something worth thinking about. How's it going for water? Max storage. So we could upgrade this now. How much does it go up? It's only 50%, but it'll make a difference. So if I were to extend this station, ooh. Does it have to be connected to that? I wonder. This will be a good experiment. Configure. If I add 2 more... No, see, its rated weight is 56, so it doesn't want more. See, rated weight on this is 66, so I don't really have anything that can tow 6 without really running into performance issues. I might put stations. Station would be too long. Will he go to the front section? Yeah, he will too, even though I think it's too far away. Don't mind me. So this last one's technically still in contact. So let's see if doing that station that way will unload all 4 in a second. Like, do these all have to be in range for it to work? Hey, clever. Okay. So that's probably going to help with clutter in the future. It's 100% uptime, right? I'm reading that right? Cool. I'm upgrading it again. So what's the problem going on here? Catalyst water issues. Ah, they're not getting catalysts. Not really. So my water throughput needs changing. They're going through it faster. Oh, I guess if they're each going to take 90 seconds, so I basically have to put 2 water in 180 seconds, which maybe that's not coming through there. That's fine. You know, I never even configured this train to go there, but it seemed to be smart enough to figure out that that's what I wanted to do. We're quite close to finishing, actually. Might just let it run out. This has been a good experiment, though. B grade. Yuck. So I think, yeah, major takeaways. Like, let's look at this dude's speed. See how he goes through the chicane. To my eyes, it's hard to tell. To my eyes, he didn't slow down. Yeah. It'll be interesting because presumably the game's going to start throwing compulsory elevation at me. I'm doing everything I can to circumvent changing elevations on a track. Yeah. Only 20 more to finish. Yeah, we'll just let it run. We'll just let it run. Hopefully we can get B. Money's for spending. 350%. 4.5 seconds. Still not hitting full uptime. But that is. Yeah, if that's his 100% uptime, then we're okay. At least that means that that's not the bottleneck. Oof. And that doesn't even have a catalyst against it. Only 3 more? Let it happen. Okay, cool. It was a good side-by-side that this, with a little bit of tweaking, is way more efficient than what I had going on over there. Surely that's it. Yeah, perfect. Finish the first optional side mission. Yep, perfect. B grade. I got some vouchers, and that's all that really matters, you know. Mix oil and water. Okay. Let's see what that's about. Hey Yoshida, Our lawyers secured you a license for the generalist workhorse engine from Westminster Tech. Oh, okay. I think maybe I was supposed to do this before I did the side mission. Whatever. You should have already received the notification. I'll assign you a new region, which might prove more of a challenge. Sorry for the distance. I'm not good with maps. Nothing hard. Just keep the basics of economics in mind. Perhaps most important of all, build multiple railways. Yes, that's very clear so far. Let's cut our teeth on this. Mix oil and water. This is a city. Cities provide workers that can be assigned to the industries under your control. So far we've just been getting whatever. Number of workers you have access to is dependent on the population of a city. Now we've got a growth part of the chain. This is cool. Select the city by pressing blah, blah, blah. Learn more about how they work, right? You can increase population of a city by fulfilling demands, resulting in more workers for you. So it's pretty rudimentary, but this is a great example of where I think there's less complexity, less bloat, right? Games that turn into spreadsheet simulators are sometimes complex for the sake of complexity. This game has some very cool complex cogs turning under the hood, but on the front end, it presents as more simplistic, and I prefer that. Less is absolutely more. So it's not growing, it needs level 1 demands, water, salt, wire, or steel, and it can take a catalyst as well. Okay. Water your city. City population. Cities of needs. Each level their demands increase in both variety and volume. Water pumps can meet the level 0 demands. Once your city levels up, you must also supply energy. Till then, any energy you deliver will catalyze the city to grow faster. Okay. So we start at the top of the food chain, right? So we want water. There's water, oil there. Oil. Do we already have water? We've got a water pump tapped. There. Water pump, water pump. I don't think we're going to get a better deal. See how dark this oil patch looks here? And then that doesn't look dark until you get over it. That's a bit of an example where maybe realistic lighting is not doing you any favors. Okay, cool. So I guess as long as one section is in range, that's all that matters, right? Does this ever have to go up? It does not. Alright. Oh, you can cut into the city? Is that what's going on there? $47. Oh wait, did that kill population? 48. Oh look, it's rebuilding. You know what? There must be a minimum requirement. 1 per 8 population. There you, yeah, okay, so it'll refurb up to 50. It's not the end of the world. That's a cool little check to make. Whoops, that's not rotate. This is. You never know. Is it going to be Q and E? Is it going to be middle mouse, right mouse? Who bloody knows? Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work nicely, right? That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? The other thing, I guess we can put multiple engines on to push faster. But the thing is, this thing's capacity is 4 anyway, so there's no need for us to ever go above. We're never going to be able to load more than 4 in one go. You know what I mean? I wonder how far I can stretch that. Alright. The workhorse has got to be the play here. Yeah. Well, I guess we're off. Whatever. I'm not trying to be hyper efficient. I'm just enjoying the figuring it out sort of thing. And then we keep an eye on this, I guess. Oh, that uses energy for catalyst. Aha. Okay. Well, I guess we'd probably want to massage this until we get it as efficient as practicable. Right. I doubt the train's going to make it all the way around. Maybe. Look at him go. 100%. And it's going... There's a bit of play where it builds the next... That's kind of brilliant efficiency. Yeah. I like that. Anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's reconvene on the next episode. Oh my god, look at him. What a little Chad. Little train that could. Alright, anyway, Team Munches over there for the time being. I'll catch you guys on the next one.